So we have another Boruto episode where, yeah, the main focus from what we saw from last week's previews is the Chunin exams, and it's Inojin and Houki fighting each other in the Chunin exams, and they show off their strengths, they show off their weaknesses. Houki actually was able to show off some stuff since the last time we've seen him, which we didn't really get to see him do a whole lot, but the episode shows off that he's actually pretty capable, and considering that he's pretty much an anime-only character, and we'll rarely ever see him after this, I think, for what it's worth, I think it's fine. You know, like I said, it shows off the characters, both Inojin and Houki's strengths and weaknesses. So, and the fact that we're even getting any development or any interactions with these side characters in any way whatsoever, I like that, because I've said it before in many different types of videos for any other series. I like when a series that's been around for a long time decides to focus on other side characters, because the side characters can sometimes be arguably just as important as the main characters, depending on how you handle those characters. And with a series like My Hero Academia and Boruto, and maybe a couple of others that I'm not really thinking of off the top of my head, a lot of the times they don't focus on any of the side characters, and they just focus on the main characters most of the time, and that's fine, but the side characters can be just as arguably interesting as the main characters, but the writers, or even the mangaka themselves, whenever they're writing, you know, a chapter for the manga, they don't ever really do anything with them. And considering that Houki is an anime really specific character, which I think he only really exists in anime, he doesn't exist in the manga, as well as a couple of other characters that we're going to be seeing, I think seeing them and actually being able to see them do stuff is actually really cool. And yeah, for what it's worth, it was interesting. We actually get to see him use a couple of his strengths, which is basically he's really intelligent, and that he can like survey the battlefield, and he's able to memorize everything about it, which was cool. He shows off a pretty interesting Earth style jutsu, which I don't think we've ever really seen before, or maybe we have, it just wasn't the same name because he called it something else. Then maybe we've seen something like before. I don't know. But the whole time I just focused on the fact that he's basically just a Kakashi fanboy, and that's basically who he is. That's basically what his character is. I think that's funny. I think it's cute, but I don't know. It's not really anything substantial or important. And yeah, that's pretty much the main purpose of the episode. But then they decide to throw in a side plot at the beginning of the episode where Himawari shows up, and she goes and finds, you know, her big brother Boruto, and tells her that her and her friends were, you know, scouting out this group of people because they looked shady, because one of her friends said that he looked really shady or whatever the hell. They go to this train yard, and then Amato's there for some fucking stupid reason. And then Boruto and Mitsuki together are trying to go after and see what the hell Amato is doing with those people and why he's on the train. And that's the whole entirety of the side plot that has just started out from the beginning of this week's episode. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I don't know why this is fucking here. I don't understand why we have to have a side plot for any other reason other than just having another side plot. Because I feel like the episode being just two characters and them fighting each other should be enough to hold an episode together and make things interesting for viewers, instead of having to have something on the side happen that doesn't happen in any way, especially for a character that's as important as Amato, who's, I'm pretty sure, still around in the manga, so we already know that nothing is ever gonna happen to this motherfucker. But for some reason, they just decide to do a side plot that I don't think is going to be that interesting, instead of just keeping it where it's at, where it's like, oh, we get to see a bunch of characters just fight each other for the Chunin exams, because that's interesting enough on its own. The Chunin exams did something similar to this, where the main focus was the Chunin exams and characters fighting each other and blah 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 blah. But then we had a side plot, or essentially something that was a side plot, but then became the main plot, which is the stuff of Orochimaru. But the thing about it, and the difference, is that Orochimaru and the side plot of him being there that eventually led into the main plot of the story, it was interesting enough for us to be interested in it on the side whilst we focus on the Chunin exams most of the time. And then they brought it into the forefront and made Orochimaru as a character really intriguing and really interesting. Whereas we just have this stupid shit in this episode for Boruto, which I already know it's just gonna be whatever, and it's not gonna be that interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's just focus on the Chunin exams portions of it, and if something happens in this stupid ass side plot, which I don't think is gonna be that interesting, I'll let you know if something happens. So yeah, next week we're gonna see Iwabe and Wasabi fight each other, and some stuff's gonna happen with Wasabi because of probably something in relation to her family. I have no fucking clue. We see a couple other characters in the previews as well. Maybe something's gonna happen with them. I don't know. They're probably just gonna be there watching the tuning exams and nothing else. But that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to say. That's the video. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. I had a couple other videos uploaded, so if you want to go check those out, you can go ahead and check those out. One of them's kind of a shit post, but then another one is me talking about Mob Psycho 100, which I spent a little bit of time working on that, so I would appreciate if you go check it out. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'll see you guys next one. Have a fantastic day. I'm out. Peace.